Leo sat in his classroom, staring at the big clock on the wall. Tick-tock, tick-tock. It was the slowest clock in the whole wide world. His teacher, Mrs. Gable, was talking about something called history, which to Leo sounded a lot like nap time. Outside the window, the sun was shining, the birds were singing, and a big green soccer field was calling his name. Just 5 more minutes, Leo whispered to himself, tapping his pencil on his desk. 5 more minutes until recess. He squeezed his eyes shut and wished with all his might, "I wish this lesson would just stop."
Now, let's review the division problems on the board. Can you tell me what 23.26 divided by 19.6 is?
When he opened his eyes, something was different. Mrs. Gable was frozen mid-sentence, her mouth open in a perfect O shape. The little piece of chalk in her hand hung in the air, just an inch from the blackboard. Leo looked around. Everyone was still. Maria was frozen, trying to pass a note to Ben. Ben was frozen, reaching for it. Even the fly buzzing near the window was stuck, its tiny wings not moving at all. Leo blinked. He stood up slowly. Nothing happened. He tiptoed over to his best friend Sam, who was frozen in the middle of a giant yawn. It was like the whole world had become a photograph. "Hello," Leo said softly. His voice echoed in the silent room. He waved his hand in front of Mrs. Gable's face. She didn't even blink. He giggled. This was amazing. He walked out of the classroom and into the hallway. The principal, Mr. Harris, was frozen mid-stride, 1 foot hovering in the air like a flamingo. Leo carefully walked around him, trying not to laugh too loud. The entire school was paused. He was the only person in the world who could move. He ran outside. The playground was a frozen picture of fun. A kickball was floating in the air right before it would have been caught. Kids on the swings were stuck at the highest point, looking like they could touch the sky. This was his chance. He zoomed down the biggest slide all by himself, then ran over to the soccer field. He found a ball and dribbled it all the way across the grass, scoring the winning goal in an imaginary championship game. "Ghoul," he shouted, and the only sound was his own happy voice. He explored everywhere. He went into the cafeteria kitchen and saw the lunch ladies frozen while pouring juice. He even peeked into the teacher's lounge, which was usually a super secret place. It was just a room with comfy chairs and lots of coffee cups. After a while, though, the quiet started to feel lonely. It was fun being the only one who could move, but it wasn't fun when there was no one to share it with. He missed Sam's silly jokes. He even missed Mrs. Gable's voice, even when she was talking about boring history. The playground wasn't as fun without the sound of laughter and shouting. Leo walked back to his classroom, feeling a little sad. The clock on the wall was still stuck. "Okay, time," he said to the quiet room. "This was fun, but I think I'm ready for you to start again." He went back to his desk, sat down, and put his head in his hands. He thought about his friends, about recess, about the noisy, busy, wonderful world. He wished with all his might, just like he had before, but this time he wished for something different. "I wish everything would go back to normal," he whispered. He closed his eyes tight. He waited for a moment, listening to the deep silence. Then he heard it. A tiny tock. He opened his eyes. Mrs. Gable finished her sentence. "And that is why the ancient pyramids are so fascinating." The chalk in her hand made a little squeak as she wrote on the board. Maria's note landed softly on Ben's desk. Sam finished his yawn with a loud "ah." The fly buzzed past the window, and the clock on the wall, tick-tock, tick-tock. It was moving again. A moment later, the bell rang, sharp and loud, rearing. "All right, class, that's it for today. Time for recess," Mrs. Gable announced. A cheer went through the room. Sam nudged Leo. "You looked like you were sleeping. Did you miss the whole thing?" Leo just smiled. "Nope," he said. "I didn't miss a thing." As he ran out to the playground with his friends, the noise and the motion felt like the best things in the world. He had learned that sometimes the things you want to stop are the very things that make life fun. And from that day on, Leo never complained about a slow clock ever again.